Dragonwilds. I have finally tried it after skipping the launch hype, and honestly, it surprised me in ways I did not expect. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. The cartoony RuneScape vibe actually pulled me in, and the game caught me off guard in a few ways I really did not expect. So here's what happened in my first couple of hours in Dragonwilds: the good, the bad, and the cabbages. And yeah, I spent a lot of time looting cabbages. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I've noticed when I started creating my own character is that there are not many options in the menu. Like, there are maybe like 6 or 7 hairstyles you can choose from, and most of them just look freaking dumb or goofy. And to be honest, it doesn't really bother me that much, but some people out there are not gonna like it when they only see like 8 or 7 or 6 types of hairstyles you can choose from. But me being me, I just wanted to get into the game and actually experience the game for myself, so I didn't spend a lot of time here. Now, the moment I stepped into the game, I could immediately see the cartoony Jagex flair that was going on. It's just unique and it's really cool and distinct from all the other games out there. So yeah, they really did a good job with that. So Jagex, it's perfect. And it really adds a personality to the game. It gives the world that unique charm, right? Just that RuneScape feeling. If you guys ever played RuneScape before, I sure have when I was a kid back in high school and even before that. Yeah, this game definitely has that RuneScape cartoony vibe on it. So yeah, that's actually really cool. Now, after getting to know the game a little bit, I eventually found myself just looting every freaking thing that's on the ground, from branches to stones and to
My cabbages! You're gonna pay for this!
Cabbages everywhere, all over the freaking place. Now, I've noticed that there is not really a system that you can get overburdened. I mean, I've picked up a lot of stuff and I didn't see my character getting overburdened. Now, when I opened the inventory, there is a little menu in there that says that you can get overburdened, but I had so many items at some point and I could just still run around. So let me know what you guys think about that, but me being a loot goblin, I freaking loved it. Now, the constant looting can feel really grindy for some people, but there's just something about collecting that's fun. I mean, like I said, I really like to collect stuff, but for some people it can really feel like a grind. And I can see where the people are coming from when they say it can be a grind, because if you need like 200 of a specific item before you can craft something nice, yeah, then I can totally see what people mean. But I didn't really expect that in Dragonwilds. Now, probably one thing that I really like to see in this game, in Dragonwilds, is that skills actually return. Think of cooking, magic, attack, stuff like that, you know? Just the typical RuneScape skills. But it's not exactly the same as in the normal RuneScape. Like, you cannot just teleport everywhere when you want to. And from what I've noticed, when I had an ash staff, I could only use an air spell, and that was it. I'm not sure if I did something wrong here. If you guys have played it before, let me know down in the comments. But I have noticed that I was only able to use an air spell when I got my ash staff going. And yeah, there are also other skills like cooking. I haven't really, seen something that makes it the same as in RuneScape. Cooking is just cooking. Now, once I started getting into woodcutting, I eventually built a basic house, but the building system felt really, how should I say it, really simple. It was kind of like I was playing Valheim again, right? And I have seen this in multiple survival games out there, and I want to see something new with this, But in terms of woodcutting, it's okay. It didn't really feel like a grind for me to get my house built when I got into woodcutting, but for some people it might be a real grind. Now, in terms of progression, at some point I had to collect a lot of flax, which I had to turn into core strap for my mage outfit. That kind of did feel like a grind for me. Like, there's not flax all over the place. There are a couple of them, but at some point you will have to wait for them to grow back. So that felt a bit, not really my thing. I want to get going, I need to get the wheel going. But eventually I got myself a mage head and a decent outfit to actually look like a mage. So that did feel really rewarding in a way. Now, once I started getting into combat, the early mobs that I found in the game were cows, chickens, and goblins. Now, taking down these goblins, they would sometimes just drop a loot bag, and you would get basic goodies from them if you open them once you have them in your inventory and you actually open them. If you don't, it's just gonna stack up and there's gonna be multiple goodie bags in there that you get from the goblins. So just be sure to open them, and sometimes you can get like rune essence from them. Maybe sometimes you can even get some interesting food that you can eat. It's pretty cool that did that. Like, the goblins can drop these loot bags. So yeah, I cannot complain. It's a really cool addition to the game. Now, in terms of the world, you can also find random chests with loot in them. If you're lucky, you can also find schematics that you can find nowhere else. I also entered the dungeon, although it was really tough because I wasn't geared when I entered it, and me being the explorer, you know, that I am, I went in there with, you know, the feeling like, hey, I'm gonna complete this dungeon no matter what. And eventually I got to the Vault Core, took it, no idea what it's used for, and I died on my way out. But when I got back to the dungeon, I was able to talk to some kind of statue and get all my loot back. So that was cool. I didn't have to go back into the dungeon. Maybe it's a little bit too easy when you don't have to go back in there and get your loot back, but me being me, I didn't complain that much about it. And I also got myself into range combat at some point. I got myself a decent bow with stone arrows. I was hunting deer, goblins with it. It kind of felt pretty strong, actually, when you get yourself a bow. Like, you can just shoot stone arrows at enemies or mobs out there and you can just kill them from a distance. So it felt really easy, but also it was really fun to do it. And then there's also magic. Like I said, I only found an air spell option and I have no idea if there are other spells that I can use. I checked the magic skill window, but in there it didn't really tell me if I could use another attack spell, right? So let me know if I missed something there. Down in the comments, I want to know what you think about it. Now, there are also quests in the game, but the quest that I got felt up really simple, and that kind of put me off. Like, it's like collect this, craft that, you know? It's that type of style, and I have seen it in so many MMORPGs. I wish there was more variation in it, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. It just feels a bit shallow, and maybe it gets better later on. I mean, the game is still in early access, so I cannot judge it too much. So after playing a couple of hours of Dragonwilds, again, I have not played it since launch. Maybe I should have, you know, when it was really popular. I don't know. But from what I've seen from playing these couple of hours, what I can say, the cartoony art style is just great, you know. It's just RuneScape feeling. It really caught my attention to actually go in there, you know, even after the launch day, because it just felt like I needed to check it out. And I'm a RuneScape fan, right? Like I said, I've played it back in high school, middle school, whatever time when I was young, when I was a kid, and just seeing Jagex come out with this, I was quite surprised, and surprised in a way that I think I'm gonna give this game a 7 out of 10. Again, it's early access. It felt really cool. It was charming, yeah, but it definitely needs more depth and exploration, I think. The quests as well. They really need maybe a rework, or there need to be more quests in the beginning of the game so I can maybe unlock some more stuff. But then again, like I said, it's in early access. It just feels a little too simple right now. But again, that could evolve with the updates that are coming. So there it is, my first look at Dragonwilds. And I'm definitely gonna keep checking out games like this, whether they're brand new or ones I skipped at launch, or maybe the ones that I have played a long time ago. If you're into that, you know, like first impressions, reviews, or you're just like hanging out while I dive into random survival worlds or games in general, then hit subscribe. I'm pushing to the 1K subs so I can keep doing more of this, and it really helps me out. You don't want to know, it doesn't cost you anything, but for me it means the world. So if it's not too much to ask, guys, you know what to do. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.